Do you sometimes get invaded by a sudden feeling of anxiety? Let's call it a panic attack, because you haven't reached the level of proficiency you'd like or think you need in English? If so, come with me as we take a closer look and talk about what this feeling of panic really is and how we can make good use of it in order to truly transform our English acquisition and use in real life situations. If you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and invite the bell to be notified whenever I upload new content on how to deepen your understanding and use of English. Hello, my name is Tanya Meyer and I'm an English teacher to adults. And in this video, we're going to be talking about slowing down in order to learn and use English more effectively. Perhaps you've heard the parable of the tortoise and the hare, or the hare and the tortoise, where it's the tortoise that wins. So, there's a lesson there, and it's something that I would like to explore in this video. We're going to look at slowing down as an effective means of reaching our objective, which is to learn English in such a way that we're able to actually use it confidently and fluently and in a relaxed way whenever we're in a real life situation. I recently posted a video on strengthening our listening skills, so I really want to recommend that you watch that video also. I'll leave a card for you right here, so take a look at that too. But in this video, let's talk about the nature of our mind and how many ways, instead of helping us, the mind can start to spin stories, spin tales, create narratives that are not necessarily the truth. They are not reality. And so instead of helping us, they might be stopping us from reaching our objective. Because what these stories do is that they trigger strong emotions in us. And when we are attacked by panic or when we feel insecure, then of course our fluency is going to suffer. So I have experienced this myself, not only when I'm speaking a third language, which is Portuguese, and I'll be speaking about my Portuguese journey very soon, so watch out for that one. But also, for example, in big international conferences where I've been approved as a speaker, and I have my wonderful presentation and I know what I want to say and I've rehearsed it, but then I get on stage and I get terrible stage fright and I'm unable to deliver the presentation as I would like. So I really do know what it feels like to be paralyzed by fear. One of the tools that I started using some years ago and that has been so helpful to help me calm my racing mind is an app called Plum Village, which I'd really like to recommend. And not because I'm sponsored by them, because I'm not, but because this app and the Plum Village community and its founder, Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh, has truly transformed my life. I never thought that I'd be able to turn my life round the way it has been turned ever since I started practicing mindfulness regularly. So within the app, the mindfulness bell in particular is something that you can program to ring however often you would like. But say you program it to ring every hour or every half hour, then whenever you hear the sound of the bell, whatever it is you're doing at that time, whether you're washing dishes, you're driving a car, you're on public transport, whatever it is, as soon as you hear the bell, you train yourself to stop whatever it is and to bring your attention to your in-breath. and out breath. And you do that 3 times. So you follow your in breath with your attention and your out breath again. And once more. And then you just continue with whatever it is that you're doing. Now, the important thing is that we don't modify our breath in any way. So we simply observe whatever our breath is doing in that moment. And trust me, this simple exercise can change your life. Now, I know how counterintuitive it is to want to force yourself to stop when you've gained momentum and you're either in the middle of saying something or you're doing whatever you're doing. But trust me that if you are able to stop whatever you're doing, bring your attention to your in breath and out breath 3 times, and then continue, that pause is a pause that will change the way that you experience life. Because in that pause is space. And in space, there is freedom. And in freedom, there is relaxation and calm. And it might not seem like it, but it really makes a big difference. Because most of us are moving forward, but we're moving forward blindly. We don't know where we're going. It's a habit energy that pushes us forward. And it's through practicing stopping that we become aware of these impulses and more in the driver's seat of our own actions, as well as the direction in which we're moving forward. And we're able to see the road more clearly. And so this is how we can make real progress in English. Because we're gaining mastery over ourselves, we're cultivating clarity of thought and clarity of view. And so whatever action we take towards learning English will be effective action, will be action that will be really helpful. So it isn't something that we need to be doing all day, every day. But if we learn to practice with ourselves for a few minutes every day, then something else that happens is that we start to enjoy English so much more, because it's a pleasure to be in a state of stability, a state of openness, a state of calm and relaxation. And so these practices, they are opportunities for us to live our life more deeply and be able to move forward in a more clear and direct way. And if we are caught in the grip of fear, then that might be too late for us to do anything. Here is the situation, our heart is palpitating, we don't know how to move forward, and so, it might feel like a bit of a car crash. So what alternatives do we have? Well, when I used to work in the marine industry, there was this whole aspect of marine insurance called loss prevention. So the whole idea was, if you prepare, if you do things in advance, then by the time there is an incident, or by the time you are in that position where you're talking in a group in English, or me when I'm on stage or I'm trying to speak in Portuguese, if I've put these elements into practice, then the incident will either not take place or take place in such a way that I feel much more in control of my emotions, and I'm able to perform much more confidently and fluently. And so what are these things that we can do to prevent these emotions, these strong emotions? Well, in my case, something that has helped me a great deal is to start practicing mindfulness. And through these practices, what I've been able to do is, and you can do it too, is to gain sovereignty over our thinking mind. Yes, because many times, by the time we're in the grip of, the panic, then it's too late and there's very little we can do. But if we start practicing, if we start implementing these practices, then what we're doing is we're training our mind to not react, or to not be so reactive when the situation arises. So mindfulness practices are a way of us training our mind to cooperate with us instead of running wild, which is what most of our minds do. So if any of this is resonating with you, please comment below with what you do to deal with your sense of anxiety when it comes to using English in your context, in your life. And if you're struggling with English and you'd like to overcome the intermediate plateau and start working effectively towards proficiency, then I would love to help. I'm going to leave a link to my website below. You can also download my PDF, which is free. It's your ultimate guide to revolutionize your English. So you can take a look at that and download it. And if you're ready to start working with me, then get in touch, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you very soon.